What is up, guys, and welcome back to the vlog. Sorry it's been way too long. Snow, cold, grossness. It has been like Arctic freeze here in Denver. We've had like negatives, like 15-degree days. It's been terrible and all that stuff. But today we're getting into it with the Gates Racing water pump and timing belt kit, so we can get the STI back on the road. It's been too long, but here we go. I'll put the full kit in picture in a second, but it's got the belt, it's got some idler pulleys, has the gear on it, hydraulic tensioner, and some like Loctite and stuff. But I'm just gonna get the car jacked up, get the hood open, and start tearing stuff apart and showing you guys how to do this. So in order to do the water pump, down here behind the thermostat, can't even see it really, there's a handful of things that we got to remove in order to get the clearance. So I'm just going to set you guys up, kind of talk you through the process. Hopefully nothing froze too bad. I've had this cap off this whole time. Well, radiator didn't fix my issue. Thermostat, tried two different thermostats, didn't fix the issue. Tried new lower radiator hose, didn't fix the issue. So the only thing I can assume at this point is it's literally the water pump. So let's get down to it, tear everything apart. We're going to get into the timing belt. It's going to be pretty crazy, so just keep watching. So we shouldn't have too much coolant in the system because I've lost a lot of it, but there's a couple different ways you can drain it. The two easiest, there's a wing nut on this bottom side of the passenger side of like the radiator, or you can just remove from the lower radiator hose down this right side. So I'm going to get down there, show you guys the hose. We're just going to pull it off and just make sure the system's draining while we remove some of this top stuff and get everything out of the way. So jumping down under the car, this right here is your lower radiator hose. That's the water pump directly behind it. This is your thermostat right in here. So I'm just going to remove this hose, clamp right here, pull this off so that it can start draining all the fluid. Then we'll jump back up on this top side and start getting at it. Okay, so we pulled our hose on the bottom. It is draining. So I'm going to start by removing my cover, my upper radiator hose, my coolant reservoir here, unclipping two of these hoses over here. Actually, yeah, I'll have to unclip these because we got to remove this copper line, and then we can start working on our fans. So up next, we just have to remove the fans. So you got bolt here, 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 here. Just took this one out and this one out. Now I just need to take this one out. These bad boys, we'll set these aside. I think that's, I've got one right here. Oh, thankfully, not much this could have gone, but it did bounce somewhere. We will find that here in just a second. But there's two plugs on these fans that you'll have to remove. There's one right there and one right. Oh, where are you? Somewhere over here. I think it's right down there on the side. But just those two, and then we're able to get these fans out and removed. So I'm getting scared of tearing up my fans. So I'm scared to damage my fans. So I'm just gonna yank the radiator out, and it's gonna give us more room to work, a lot more room. So bear with me. Okay, so we can finally move to the next step, which we are going to loosen this tensioner with power tools, since we have them. Might need to hammer that down a little bit. Or no, just kidding. We gotta loosen this bolt over here. And need an extension. I would have a couple extensions handy when you guys are doing this, just to make everything go by a little faster. So right now we are loosening the alternator Oh, sorry. Another bolt. I forget. Been a while since I've taken one off. So just enough to get this belt off, which you might want to just take a little bit more of the slack out, just a little bit. Boom. Should be able to slide this off without damaging it. Boom. So drive belt. At least it keeps its shape, so we'll be good there. Just gonna set that up top, and then we have to loosen our AC condenser belt, which it looks like there's a couple more bolts just lower. So we'll do this. I don't know if we have to loosen all of these. Kind of looks like we do. Tensioner. Oh, actually, I think we have to tighten this one. Kind of looks like it, to bring that tensioner up. So let me see. No, reverse thread. Just enough to where we can pull this bad guy out of here. Just like that. AC belt. Leave that to the side. So now I think what we'll do is we'll remove this completely. Get this out of the way. So we can remove our timing belt covers. Remove this assembly out of the way completely. So if you look at this bad boy, so we have our two mounting bolts, have our pulley, pulley bolt, and then we have the tensioner bolt. So that just raises pulley up and down. So we'll just set this off to the side as well. It's gonna be a lot of setting stuff off to the side. Not necessarily a hard job, just a long job. So up next, we're gonna be removing the crankshaft, which I bought this handy tool off of Amazon. Crankshaft pulley, not the crankshaft. This is torqued down pretty tight, and I don't exactly know how this goes on, but I believe, if I have any clue, these 4 bolts just zip in. This is for, I think, 2 different sized crank pulleys, because it also comes with an adapter, which I know that adapter doesn't fit. So I'm just going to zip these 4 bolts on and see how it lines up. I can't do this today. So we're just going to see how these line up, and then we'll go from there. This is our crank pulley remover, basically. So we got to put this bad boy in. There's 4 crank bolt slots. So just going to wiggle that in there. And the bolt down there is a 22. So oh, that's so scary. Oh, I believe it's a 22. Doesn't feel like it's going too bad. Oh, I am absolutely tightening this thing. Goodness gracious. Oh, yeah, that's better. Whew. That was scary. It wasn't too bad. I thought it was going to be a little harder, but I made it hard for myself. Now we're just going to remove this bolt. Take this tool out. So this tool was literally $24 or something on Amazon. You could also get the company 23 version of it, which is I think $40. But if you're doing this a lot, I would recommend getting that one. Pull this bolt out. It's a big boy bolt. And then this pulley should walk off. Just like that. And if you look, there is a keyhole to where it will go in a certain way. So please line that back up before you try to zip that bolt down. And we'll set that off to the side. Also, I want you guys to remember, I am not a trained, like ASE certified master technician by any means. Do all my own work, always have. I just learn stuff, I try stuff, I break stuff. It happens all the time. Green car or blue car, still can't figure it out. Might end up having to take that one to the shop. I don't know yet. Just haven't quite got to figure out the problem. So please, if this looks like too big of a job, I advise, please do not attempt this job because you are messing with the timing. Subarus are a zero tolerance motor, which means if the timing is off or the timing belt snaps or something, the valves will smack the pistons and your motor's gonzo. So please only attempt this if you believe you are capable of it doing it. If I get to a spot where I don't think I'll be able to continue, that's where I'm going to stop, just because I don't want to blow this motor up. But it should be fairly easy from all the videos I've seen online. So please just bear with me. Like I said, I'm not a certified professional technician, but let's keep making progress. So this next step's going to be fun. Grab your power ratchet or your normal ratchet. There's like 20 bolts on this timing cover. Let's zip this whole thing off. I love seeing this. Look at that bad unit. This thing ain't ever going to jump timing. That's rad. Let me just take a look at everything and let's get back into it. Okay, so the automotive tech before me that owned this car was awesome. So he's got this IAG. I believe this is just kind of like a belt guide to make sure that it doesn't jump timing right there. Got a mark on our timing in line. Going on to this one, he's got a mark down there and a mark right there to match up those two. Come to this other side, he's got a mark here to match up with that. And he's got two of these to match up with there. I just need to get it moved over just a little bit more, just rotate it a little bit. But so our new kit, we have a new handy dandy timing belt with comes with 4 marks on the belt to match up all the timing positions. So we'll hold this off to the side. And then I got to open this kit. We got a handful of things in here, like our water pump, our hydraulic tensioner, a couple idle pulleys, and there should be a gasket in here too. So let me get this open, see what we're dealing with, and then I can line this up, make sure it's all lined up, good to go, pop off that bottom tensioner, and I don't think it'll jump. I don't think it's supposed to skip timing. I'm going to double check before I just yank this belt off, though, just so to be safe. So we have hydraulic tensioner, 2 pulleys, water pump, gaskets. I don't know what that is. I got to look. And the gearing. So basically replaces hydraulic tensioner, bearing, gear, and oh, that's what this little guy is. He replaces this tensioner right there as well. So I think first things first, from the videos I saw, they usually remove this bottom gear first, get that out of the way, and then it's good to go. I think I might remove, I can actually wait on my water pump thermostat next. So I'm just going to start by replacing or removing that bolt. I'm going to keep this here just so I can keep making sure my teeth are lined up. I don't think it's supposed to jump when I take it off. I really hope it's not supposed to jump when I take it off. We will see. And if it jumps when I take it off, then we're going to have something to worry about. Okay, so we are going to take this bolt off on this bottom half. It's I already broke it loose and I dropped my wrench. So we are going to loosen this a lot of the way. See, I think we want to hold it think we want to hold this up and kind of in place while we're removing this. Like I said, just going to kind of hold it up in place while removing this, because I'm not exactly sure what's going to happen. But from the videos I saw, this is what a lot of people started with, was this down here. So it is this whole thing. Oh, there we go. Oh, it just jumped. I don't think it'll jump. It's just this cam gear. I think that one's supposed to jump, actually. I don't know. That's terrifying. So, oh, now it's off and good to go. So I guess I can start removing everything else. So my phone is almost dead because it's cold. I'm going to remove my hydraulic tensioner, remove this pulley, replace these two. I'm going to wait to replace this. I'll replace this one real quick, and then I'm going to get my water pump off. All right, guys, so I got the old water pump off. Those two hoses are a pain to get. And if your water pump, if you get all these 6 bolts out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, if you get them all out and it's not moving, take a hammer and it'll break it loose. That's all you gotta do. It's super, super annoying because I couldn't figure out why it wasn't coming off, because, you know, I was trying to be careful with everything, but that's all it was just stupid, inconvenient little stuckness from the old gasket. And make sure you're putting the new gasket on and you're checking your thermostat gasket. And just know these bolts that hold this water pump, it's like inch pounds, like the smallest amount. So I'm just gonna barely touch them, make sure I don't have an inch pounds torque wrench, but just gonna have to reinstall it the way I can. But just super, super, super light on them. You'll kind of know, just kind of snug them, just barely. Like it's really hard to explain. Look it up. Get a torque wrench if you're scared. But if they snap, that is one other big issue. So that's what we're praying for, not that to happen. Okay, guys. So just so you know, feel bad, but the video quality might be going down as we're going. Replaced. Everything but the hydraulic tensioner. So now we get to start putting the belt back on, lining up, making sure that all the gears are still correctly timed, which they all should be. It all should be like right where they need to be. Ooh, that was kind of a lot. So they should all be right where they need to be. So I'm just going to double check all of them. I don't have the cam tool gear, so I'm just going to try to figure out how to get the driver intake cam back to where it needs to be, but we're going to figure it out. The only other thing is I just have to double check the video and remember how I need to route it, just so I don't route it the wrong way. Okay, so if you have 2 people to do this timing belt, highly recommend 2 people. So I think the intake cam, this driver side intake cam, I believe it's supposed to kind of just be springy like that, because you know, I don't know anything about timing, but I think it's supposed to be springy like that. So if you have 2 people, then you can line it up, get the belt on. I waited to the very end to get my hydraulic tensioner on there just so I could slip the belt onto everything. But now I'm going to try to piece everything back together, which I don't remember all of it, if you want me to be honest. So I'm just going to be a slow and steady process putting this back together. And then I need to run and get coolant. But the rest of this should be fairly simple. And we'll see if that fixed my problem. And we'll see if I put the motor back into time correctly. So I'm just going to eat at this slowly. So enjoy the montage. And we are back together. I decided not to do a montage just so I didn't forget anything, didn't rush anything. I'm going to Advanced Auto Parts to buy coolant, and we'll come back, fill this thing all the way up, make sure we get the radiator full, get the top reservoir full, and we'll start it. Wish me luck. Okay, got coolant fully topped off. Bloop, 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 bloop. No bubbles in it. Filled up the radiator. I am absolutely terrified to start this thing right now because I don't know if I did it correctly. So I'm not gonna do it on camera because I'm terrified. So hopefully you guys see a car running in the next clip. Oh my god. Oh. All right, you guys are gonna watch me. Terrified. I'm so scared right now. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Now this. I heard the slightest little valve chatter, but it hasn't. Okay, so no active leaks. It's running. It's been out here for a little bit. I had to change my hoodie. I got soaked just from laying on the ground. We're at 187. Temperature's good. Heater is blowing hot finally. It took a while for the heater to start blowing hot. And I'm assuming it's because there's been so much air bubbles in it. So I'm gonna test drive this, see. I noticed a slight leak around my lower radiator hose that's connected to the thermostat, which I think that might be a clamp, or the hose that I had to cut for it just doesn't fit perfect. So we'll see. But I think it might just be the clamp's not tight enough or something. I might have to go get one of the screw down clamps. So I'm gonna go test this real quick and see what happens. So wish me luck, guys. So we're back from the test drive. Well, the second test drive, because the first one I was leaking. Once it built full pressure, something was leaking, and it turned out to be the inner, like lower radiator clamp, the one that like connects it to the thermostat housing neck right there. So I just went and got a different clamp, took care of that leak, and now I'm not seeing anything weird. Everything seems to be good. I got a slightest smoke coming out of it right now just because I went and washed everything down to try to get rid of all of the coolant, since there's been coolant leaking on this thing for way too long now. But I think everything is now slowly taken care of and not too bad. I did like the whole timing belt kit within about 3 hours, and then bleeding the coolant and just trying to do like some of this like little problem solving. Added another about 2 hours onto that. So a 5-hour job altogether, and that's for somebody that's never done it before. I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm glad it's working, and I'm glad it didn't blow up when I started it. So if you guys have any questions about the reassembly procedure, please just put it down in the comments. I know that part didn't go too well for me, so I just hope you guys enjoyed that video. Hopefully it was very informative for you guys, and if you got any questions, please let me know. And with that note, we'll catch you guys next week. Peace.